We can build very complex models with a lot of mechanism, a lot of physics, a lot of biology, a lot of chemistry, and sometimes it can be very hard to understand what are the right values to put in. Do we have enough data to really prove to ourselves that the model's working? And I think as scientists and engineers, we got to go back to Odum and say fundamental understanding is built on scoping out and remaining sort of simple.
Well, now what do you see in the future? Where is your own personal research going to go? Where do you think this type of research is going to go?
One of the most interesting things that I picked up about Howard Odum was he inspired so many generations of scientists with curiosity, scientific inquiry, and one of the main reasons I'm here is because of the Center for Wetlands. So he started the Center for Wetlands in 1973, and it was a place where the focus on wetlands both as a natural ecological system, but also as one that can support human interests like wastewater treatment, carbon storage, trips to space, and systems on the moon and on Mars was brand new at the time. And so he started that in 1973 and began modeling ecosystems in the 60s and 70s when it was just very early computing and really founding the field of ecological economics in many ways.
UF faculty are also being recognized for their work, like Professor Howard Odum for his work on the economics of ecology.
So one of the pioneering fields that Odum developed was systems ecology. Nowadays, the idea that you would observe the whole system is almost like a no-brainer, right? Of course we look at the whole system. And so he came up with a language, a visual way to describe the nouns and verbs of any system. The structure is the same as the type of AI models that we're building for predicting next week's weather. Next week's storm surge, what's going to happen with an algal bloom, what do we expect are the major drivers of the next climate shift. The corollary to what we're seeing with AI is like there are patterns that we don't see. And because of the vast amounts of data, sometimes we're unable to perceive, like a beautiful starling murmuration, individual birds making individual decisions based on their position in the flock and the time of day. We can observe that and kind of be amazed that nature organizes itself in those patterns and hierarchies. But what we're being able to do now is see patterns that are unobservable with our eyes. One of the most rewarding parts about being at UF has been my collaboration with folks across campus. So learning about how natural ecosystems work, learning about engineering, machine learning, AI, and a place where barriers between researchers are so low and excitement about ideas is so high has been completely transformative in what I do.
Dr. Howard Odum, an environmental engineering scientist, asked that research not be concentrated into any one energy basket, that all forms of energy, biomass, solar, and others, must be considered, since no one form is capable of fulfilling all needs.
Even though the tech side, I think, is far beyond what Odum maybe even imagined at the time, the groundwork for saying that systems work as interconnected parts, that you can model and predict, and that you need broad and diverse set of expertise is not anything new coming out of UF. And I think more than anything else, Odum tried to convey to his students is that the study of ecology is not for ecologists alone.
There's a real world of energy controlling their future.